8th grade scientists. Welcome to the quest for the golden trilobite. Yes, hello, this is Miss Ludwig. I am coming to take you on a journey, my friends. We are about to time travel back in Earth's history. Now, you may be asking yourself right now, what the heck is a golden trilobite? Well, a golden trilobite is this little bugger right here, and you are soon to find out that it is a very important index fossil. Now, I wanted to take you on a little journey to show you exactly how we're going to complete this quest for the golden trilobite. So let me bring up my game board here. All right, there we are. So this is our quest for the golden trilobite game board. You are going to complete the entire geology unit right from this one playlist. Yes, that's right, my friends. One playlist for the entire unit. Yay! All right, so here's what we're going to do. We are going to start on the start, and then we're just going to hop our little selves one block at a time all the way across this game board and through the entire Earth's history of 4.5 billion years until we reach the end and we are ready to take a geology unit test. All right, so let me show you how some of these things work. So this is our one playlist. You will just have to complete each step in order, and then there are just a couple other things outside of this game board that you'll have to complete, and that'll be the whole geology unit. So first of all, let's see, when we click on our first little block here, this is our 8.1 notes. That's the beginning of the geology unit. Now remember, all of your notes, any kind of Venn diagrams and review activities, and even your study guide will be completed in either your online digital notes that will be posted on Canvas, or you can complete that on your regular geology lab notebook if you have printed that at home, or if a parent has had a chance to come pick that up from the front office. That is definitely not required. So let's see what happens. All of these little guys are just links. So when I click on those 8.1 notes, watch what happens.
Hey guys, we're looking at 8.1, weathering and erosion.
Hey, that's Mrs. Owens. She's doing the 8.1 notes on YouTube, just like we're always used to. Awesome. So as you watch these notes and play the video, you will just be taking notes on your digital notebook or in your lab notebook, and that's it. Once you're done with that 7.5 minutes, you can just X that little baby right out and move on to the next little step on your game board. So the next step says Venn diagram, page 3. Those pages are just referring to the lab notebook that we are used to working on in class. But again, as we do this online, you can just complete all of this stuff right in your digital notes. So when I click on that, it brings up a little slide. And it is showing me a little Venn diagram here. Let's see the whole thing. There you are. You can see the Venn diagram. So we are going to compare what weathering and erosion are. What are some things that are different about weathering versus erosion? And what are some of the things in the middle that they have in common? Again, you can, Mrs. Owens goes through this in the 8.1 notes and gives you the answers. So as you're watching those notes, you just fill in your Venn diagram on page 3 if you're working in a printed lab notebook, or you can complete it on your digital lab notebook as it says right here. Let's get out of there. All right, so then the next thing is a graph on page 12. Again, just a clickable link. I click it, I open it. Reading directions is going to be incredibly important to you. So go ahead, it says rate of weathering graph, page 12. That's referring again to your printed lab notebook. You can answer these questions based on this graph, either in your printed lab notebook or, of course, again, in your digital notes, as it says right here. All right. Ooh, what's this fancy thing? It's a star. Let's click on that. Ooh, a free choice. So when you come upon these little different symbols on the game board, such as the star that I just clicked on, this is a free choice. And as you can see, it says complete one of the activities below. And then you can move on to the next square on your game board. So you do not have to complete both. However, if you want to, you are more than welcome to watch this little video that kind of reviews weathering and erosion. Or you can take some time to look at your List 19 vocab and study that a little bit. Once you've picked one of those or done both, if you're really feeling froggy, go ahead and X that little guy out and move on to the next section. This is the 8.1 quizzes. So as you can see, this is following the format that we typically do in class anyway. We will do notes, we'll do some little review activities that go along with those notes, and then we might do some type of free choice. And then again, we're going to come down to taking a quiz to practice what we've just learned, and then we'll do the study guide eventually. So here on this slide, it tells me that you can use this practice link right here. You do not have to use a code to get into any of these quizzes. That way, if they expire, you're not yelling at me to fix the code. So you will simply just click on this code. It will take you right to the 8.1 Weathering and Erosion quiz. You can play it as many times as you want. Of course, our goal is always to get at least an 85% or higher, because that means we really understand this content. Then there's a next step that is not usually happening. We will, after you've practiced that quizzes, since we don't have a data tracker anymore, we are going to take an actual quiz in Canvas. Yes, it's a quiz built into Canvas. Guess what? It's the same thing as the quiz is. But instead of using a sticker chart and filling out a data tracker that your teacher checks on for every other day or so, we will, after you've done and practiced this quiz and you're ready, you'll go into Canvas and take a new quiz, and that quiz will count as a grade. That's kind of the check mark that we'll be giving you, that we know that you have studied the 8.1 notes, you understand it, and you are ready to move on. All right, and then next, 8.1 is the study guide. As we usually do at the end of each section, we fill out our study guide. So as you can see, when I click on that, it gives some directions that I can either answer these questions on my digital notes, or I can answer these on the back of my printed lab notebook, which happens to be page 14 as always. And then notice there is a note that says at the end you will be submitting your geology study guide for a grade, as you usually do. And then there's just a little screenshot that shows you which questions you are required to answer for this 8.1 section. Once you are done with that, then you are going to actually go back to Canvas and take the Canvas quiz. So most things are listed on the game board. As you can see, it's going to take you through the 8.1 section of notes. So that's the notes, that's 2 review activities, that is a free choice item, practice quizzes, do your study guide, and then you can get off of the game board and go over to Canvas and take your 8.1 Canvas quiz and receive a grade for that. Then when you are ready to move on, as you can see, it just starts back over 8.2 notes. When you click on that, that'll be your YouTube notes. There's a concept map and another diagram that's built into your notes, another free choice item, and so on. So that same pattern continues all the way along this game board. And by the time you get to the end of the game board, you have learned geology and you have figured out what is going on in Earth's history. Now, a couple of things I do want to remind you of really quick. So you do want to complete each block on the game board in the order that they are listed. That way you don't get confused or miss anything. All of your notes from the recorded YouTube videos, all of the review activities such as Venn diagrams or graphs and questions that go along with them, and even the study guide are all going to be completed in either your online digital notes that are in Canvas or in your printed geology lab notebook. When you get to those free choice items that have a special little symbol like the star or the microphone, those are free choice. You'd only have to pick one of them. But again, like I said, you're free to do both if you'd like to. And there are a few things that are not on the game board that you will be required to complete throughout this unit. One of those things would be the Canvas quiz. Again, I would suggest that you go ahead and go through the 8.1 notes, any kind of review activities, the free choice, play the quizzes a little bit, and even answer those study guide questions, and then go ahead and go take the Canvas quiz in Canvas. That way you'll be fully prepared for that quiz. And cool thing about those quizzes, you can take them as many times as you need to, because we want you to master that information. We want you to know it. We're not trying to punish you with a bad grade. So if you get a grade that you're not happy with on the Canvas quiz, take it again. Another thing that is not any different than normal would be we will also be having vocabulary quizzes. There will be a vocab 19 quiz and a vocab 20 quiz. We will let you know in the future when those will be scheduled. And then, of course, at the end of the unit, we will take a geology unit test. Now, all of the game board activities, the Canvas quizzes, vocab quizzes, and unit tests, all of this stuff does need to be completed and submitted on Canvas, or bring your lab notebook back to the front office at Kings Mountain Middle School by May 15th. That is a Friday, and that is the date that we are supposed to be hopefully going back to school the following week. Of course, as you know, everything changes a lot, so we'll figure out how that is actually going to work in the future. But until then, these are the dates. Remember that May 15th, we will post a weekly kind of suggested guidance for the things that you should complete each week. We're going to take it pretty easy on you and only have you complete 1 or 2 note sections. So a note section is everything that goes with 8.1 or everything that goes with 8.2. We'll only be posting probably 1 or 2 of those sections per week, so that gives you plenty of time at home to be able to complete all of these assignments. And as always, if you have any questions, please feel free to email your science teacher and we will get back to you as soon as we can. All right, guys, enjoy your journey through Earth's history, learning all the things there are to know about the last 4.5 billion years. See ya!